Everybody knows it's been a long time since I posted a video, especially about the chickens, but I wanted to give my opinion on a situation I encountered a few weeks ago. So Ripley, one of my golden comets, one of my hens, she, middle of June, I noticed some sort of growth or something in between her toes, like right in the webbing. Really didn't think too much about it, kind of kept an eye on it, and it wasn't getting any bigger, wasn't getting any smaller, so I went and Googled common chicken foot ailments, and I ran across several, and then I ran across Bumblefoot, which kind of looked like what she had until I flipped her over and looked at the bottom of her foot, and she had a black spot like in the middle, and then she had a black spot up here caught in the webbing. That's what I saw from the top. So looking at, how to treat Bumblefoot on YouTube and other sorts of social media, there are a lot of YouTube surgeons out there. And, you've seen the headlines, watch this video before you treat Bumblefoot, or never go to the vet again, homeopathic, and the person's face is like, my chicken's got Bumblefoot. Anyway, so she's got Bumblefoot, and there's a lot of people out there basically doing surgery on the chickens. Apparently it's a staph infection. So somebody will say you have to wear gloves because when you take the staph infection out, it's contagious and you get it on you and you'll get sick. And some people are just pulling it out a million different ways. Regardless, if it's actively infected, if you watch these videos, they're pulling this scab out and all the pus and gunk is coming out with it, leaving a hole of where the live tissue used to be in the chicken's foot. So now, again, depending on which YouTube surgeon you watch, you pack it with gauze, you pack it with blue coat, you pack it with peroxide, methylate, mercurochrome. Excuse me. You pack it with a bunch of things, and then you wrap it and keep them isolated and wrap them in special tape, and it goes on and on and on. So I called my vet, and I took my chicken to my vet, fantastic vet here right outside of Richmond, Virginia. Showed him, sure enough, Bumblefoot. I'm thinking, oh, here we go. He's, surgery and $700, or you can do it yourself. He comes back with an antifungal that he mixed up as a powder, and 1/16 of a teaspoon every time you give her a betadine soak, like soak her feet in betadine for as long as she'll stand it. Normally I give her some snacks and she'll stand there for a good 5-6 minutes, rinse it off with the hose real well, and give her some treats, and then let her grab some grass with the rest of the chickens. And I asked the vet, how long before I noticed results? He said the next day. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, then again, you're the vet, but all the YouTube surgeons out there are cutting this out of their chickens' feet. 2 days later, and if I can figure out how to put photos, I'll do like a before and after on here. I went and saw them. I took a photo July 4th, went and saw them July 5th, got the medicine July 7th or 8th was the next photo. The one on the bottom had shrunk about half. The one up here in the webbing is a little more complicated. It shrunk by maybe half, but then again, it's in the webbing and there might be a little more involved. Well, I did the betadine soaks along with the antifungal powder for 5 or 6 days, so 8 or 10, 12 soaks, but I ran out. And I continued with the betadine soaks. It didn't get any worse, but it didn't get any better. So yesterday, which would have been July 21st, was able to take Ripley back to the vet for a checkup. Brought her in, the techs looked at her, and they said, well, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take her back and we're gonna pull this out of her foot. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. On YouTube, when they pulled that out, there was pus and blood and aftercare and bandaging and all this crazy stuff. I'm like, well, they know best. 5 minutes later, they come back, no blood, no pus. If I can post a picture, I'll show you. It looked like a big blackhead. The thing on the bottom, the round part on the bottom, with the antifungal had healed from the inside out. So basically all that was left was this minor scab that looked terrible, by the way. And then the one up in the webbing. They literally went from the top and they pulled it out and it just popped out. And they left it there on the exam table, and there was no infection, no staph, no pus, no blood, nothing. Again, I'm not a vet. I'm just a guy with some chickens, and I just try to find multiple sources of information. Not to say that people that are pulling chunks of dead tissue and along with live tissue out of their chickens' feet, not saying they don't know what they're doing, but I'm just explaining this as a non-invasive method. About 2 weeks total. Dried everything out, popped it out. Now they did provide me some solution to flush it's basically a hole, a through and through hole in her foot. And I take this solution, I dilute it, squirt it through the bottom, squirt it through the top, hit it with the hose. You got water squirting through her feet, hose her down, give her some treats, and I'll do that 2 or 3 times a day until I run out of solution. And the tissue in the interior of the foot should heal up, and it'll close itself off, and we're good to go. Don't have to worry about infection. I just wanted to toss this out there because I haven't seen any YouTube videos where it's anything other than people taking tweezers and scalpels and dental instruments and pulling out this pussy mess and blood squirting everywhere. And anyway, I just wanted to pass along that just in case you guys run across Bumblefoot and you look at the same YouTube videos I do, and then you decide to do your own little surgery. Give the vet a call. Ask them about an antifungal. Blue Coat actually worked. After the antifungal powder ran out, I used some Blue Coat, which is the antifungal spray, kind of like fancy liquid bandage, I guess, for certain animals. Put it on the top as well as the bottom. It's sealed. She walked the bottom off really quick, but the top, the little part sticking out of the top, kept that sealed up, and I think that may have helped a little bit. It certainly didn't hurt. So anyway, folks, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Whatever you do on YouTube, I just wanted to pass on this quick information. Thanks.